So I finally figured out what we're gonna call this. It's gonna be TrashBag versus anime. Anyways, welcome back. Last time we watched Only Yesterday. Check out that review if you haven't seen it. Maybe I shouldn't call these reviews. So last time we rolled for Dokaida. I'm not saying that whole name. That's ridiculous. But Dokaida. So if we look at the wiki and everything, it's based off a light novel, 2003 anime, only 12 episodes. Oh, but it is made by Ufotable. That's kind of fire. All right, so first of all, this show was funny as hell. I enjoyed it. You're introduced to Suzuo Sakurazaki, a boy who moved to the big city to find a job and make his mama proud. Unfortunately, he can't find a job at all. After being turned away from another job, he comes across a cat in the middle of the street about to get hit by Truck-kun. And we all know it isn't a great anime unless Truck-kun is involved. So Suzuo dives in and saves the cat right before he gets isekai'd. And then we're introduced to this mysterious character that we later call Tenpopo. After she saves Suzuo and the cat, she decides to make Suzuo her hero. Not because of his bravery to save the cat in front of Truck-kun, just because he can fit in the suit properly. She then explains that she works with a toy company that designed the suit. Suzuo doesn't believe any of this, so he goes back to job hunting, and they do a funny bit. I really enjoyed this, where he calls around to each shop. Each shop is getting attacked by this monster and being destroyed, so he has no other choice but to take Tenpopo up on her offer and wear the suit. This is such great pacing, because we're halfway through episode 1. We have established main characters, and then it just picks up from here. Then we're introduced to our main villain, or one of our main villains. His name is Flower. He's one of the grade A villains in the universe, and they let him out of prison to participate in a test between Dokaida and Neuroloid Girl, who is our second main character. Turns out this is a test from the Interstellar Federation to see which suit is better. The whole idea was to have Dokaida and Neuroloid Girl compete against each other to see who can bring in the villains. I won't spoil the fight, but by the end of the episode, we find out that Dokaida and Flower happen to live in the same apartment complex next door. And this is where the comedy ensues. So there's a few dark humor jokes in here that are hit or miss, just fair warning. When we were first introduced to the Interstellar Federation captain, we're greeted with him trying to learn to tie a knot, if you get my drift. So if you're not into things like the ecchi and some outlandish shock value humor, you're probably not gonna enjoy this. This is a 2003 anime. Everything that was in like the early 2000s kind of, was over the top. Now that that's done, episode 2 introduces us to 2 more grade A villains. We are introduced to Everweiss, who is your Lolita that is not the age you think she is. And then we're introduced to our BDSM queen, Hyacinth. Oh my god. Welcome to the TrashBag channel, and today we have a hot deal for you. Does your show not have enough ecchi or borderline hentai? Not enough risky or raunchy jokes? Well, sign up now and we'll give you not one BDSM queen, your choice of a massive metal, multicultural, majestic, magically magnetic, multi-purpose, mecha mommy, mocha milker, masochist waifu. Order now, the clock is ticking. Just to put things in perspective, they do a transformation for Neuroloid Girl after she's already been transformed. And they only use it one time in the whole series. The whole 12 episodes, they only use it once. Most ridiculous thing I found. My favorite episode, actually I have 2. First one is the episode where Dokaida is tired of getting paid so little when he finds out that everyone else, even the villains, are getting paid more than him. And he asks for a raise and gets denied. So he decides he's gonna use his suit to make money for himself and not just fight for the Federation. So he starts off by getting the instruction manual that has all the secret moves for Dokaida, and he goes out into the mountains and starts training. Best training arc I've ever seen. He doesn't learn any moves till he gets to the end of the book, where he sees a section for daily household chores like cooking, cleaning, getting groceries, peeling apples, and this just resonates with him and he gets on fire. He starts using these skills to make as much money as possible. But in the meantime, Tempopo has been watching him, thinking that he's actually trying to be stronger, to be a better superhero. So she goes and pleads with her boss to see if she can get him a raise. Meanwhile, Suzuo is on his way back from work and runs into Neuraloid Girl. So they go out and have drinks. Yada yada, they get a little too drunk, come back to the house. Suzuo's a little put out, slump, a little saucy. Neuraloid Girl ends up saying some things that make it look like Suzuo has been spending his money on ladies of the night. Now Tempopo thinks that that's what he's been spending his money on and declines his raise. This episode had me dying. All right, so this is my favorite episode. This is the Great Value Beach anime episode. So it starts off with all of our villains and heroes about to fight, but this particular day, it's so hot, they can't even bother fighting. So one of them brings up the idea of going to the water park. So they decide that they're gonna have a race from where they're at all the way to the water park. Heroes fighting villains gets a little out of control. On the way to the water park, they start blowing up shit left and right. They end up blowing up the water park. The heroes, the villains, they leave. They all go as their normal selves to the community pool or the public pool, and there they found out it is crowded as shit. The pool ends up having a race for this prize, and all of the heroes and the villains end up getting in their suits and challenging each other, and we can guess what happens from there. So I got an honorable mention. I don't know how something from back in 2003 is still relevant to today, but there's a whole episode dedicated to sister love. And I don't mean help me step bro, I'm stuck in the washroom machine. I'm talking actual sibling stuff. And this just, it stood out, all right? Let's just say it stood out. Watch the episode if you dare, but it is funny, just in a real, like, sick way. So I'm not gonna spoil the ending for you guys, but you should definitely watch this show. I do have some problems with the ending, though. It was definitely cooked too quick. I wish they spent more time to break that down into a couple episodes. It was only 2, but ugh, God. Anyways, this show gave me, like, old school Zatch Bell vibes. The dub, because of course I watched dub. The dub felt like school days. It was just pure comedy. The slapstick was great. I do like a little perversion. I can't help it, all right? And it was made by Ufotable, which was actually a pleasant surprise. I definitely enjoy this. This is brain dead. I put this under, like, if I was gonna categorize this is under brain dead. If you want to turn off your brain, do some homework, have something talking in the background, you want to listen to, like, to some jokes, this is it. So in the last video, I said I wanted to do 2 a day, which I don't think that's happening. We're gonna try to do 1 a day, and then we'll also have a gaming channel as well if you want to check that out. And then for this anime, this is, oh, In the Land of Leodale. I tried watching this when it was first coming out. I watched a couple episodes and just forgot about it. From what I can remember, I was liking watching the show. It's probably finished by now, so I can watch the whole thing. I'm excited about that. Hopefully you don't have to wait 2 weeks for the next upload. Hopefully this comes out within the next 2 days. And here are some bloopers from the videos I think you might like. Your choice of a massive metal, multicultural, majestic, magically magnetic, multi-purpose mecha. But your choice of a multi-purpose, massive metal, magnetic, majestic, magical, mecha, multi-purpose, mommy mocha, milker, masochist. Order now, the clock's ticking.